At the 18th CIS Summit, Mr. Alex Okosi, Vice President, Viacom Media, gave a keynote on the opportunities and growth within the industry through collaborations that has transformed the landscape of music videos in Africa and its viability for capital market funding.
The media and entertainment space in Nigeria is not the oil sector, so there's a lot of development. And of course, the real key questions I had to answer, which again, as we look at the capital markets to try to support our sector, are the following. Can you create relevant content that may also be exportable? Can you build a capacity to actually create that content? Because that was difficult. And can you also make it financially sustainable, not just for your first, second, and third year, but as you guys know, businesses often fail within those first 3 years. So we have to think differently. We have to think differently in terms of what we needed to do, and I have to convince the network that we have to build capacity. So we usually launch an MTV channel. You know, whether it's in Spain, you will come and you plug and play. You will get music video directors and artists submitting great music videos to you, and you play it. But for us, it was really important for me that we didn't patronize Africa just so we had an African music video channel. I wanted it to be a situation where our music videos can live side by side in our UK channel or Spanish channel, because I wanted to be able to export the culture as well. I knew that Nigerians will be better than anyone else if they only understood what it took to get there. Most people thought making a music video was about the money. It was really not. The artists at the time didn't understand how much time you had to put into it. So we had to invest in trying to teach and train people in terms of what it took to be able to create music videos. And we also did it through smart partnerships. At the time, we called on Shell. Most people will say MTV and Shell doesn't really seem like synergistic brands. But for us, Shell had money. And they definitely made a lot of money from our content. So how can we get them to empower young people who are excited about being able to create great music and videos? So we partnered with them to create a music video workshops where we invited international directors, and we didn't call it a master class, we called it a skills exchange sessions with our African directors. We created free music videos across Africa to be able to show people what quality content was.
To hold a series of skill building The directors and artists joined forces with some of Africa's finest directors and talented musicians to create a series of collaboration videos.
Apparently she's going to be in the video. No, this is the deal. So I'm thinking, there will be one of those indoor close-up videos with her, you know. I hope we'll be very close together. Making the video!
The results were astounding, and a series of world-class videos were created with a lasting impact on the quality of music videos being produced locally on the continent.
So beyond doing that, of course, the next piece was what for us was trying to really articulate how do you make sure that you have a financially sustainable business model. Of course, again, as the capital market is here, you guys are here, I'm very honored to obviously be here. It was really important to be able to think differently in terms of how we make money. Traditional TV platforms, again, you plug in and you have access to advertising revenue. At the time, to launch a 24-hour pay TV channel on DSTV meant that the distribution was so little that you couldn't make money doing it. So we couldn't launch a country-specific channel. We had to launch a Pan-African channel to be able to take advantage of aggregating the distribution. So when we went out on an when you go out on an advertise, you can at least tell them that you're able to reach, back then, what was about 1.2 million households, which, as you can understand, is quite paltry for most advertisers. When given that the size of viewership in Lagos is about 10 million people. So I just want to show you a little bit of what we did in 2010 here in Nigeria with our big MTV African Music Awards. It is one of the key properties I'm very proud of because it truly showcases the great talent we have in Africa to the world. This property we air on all our MTV channels around the world.
critically acclaimed 2010 Mama Experience kicked off with the electrifying Road to Mama tour. In true MTV and Airtel style, the biggest artists from across the continent came together to exchange ideas and experiences. And to rock some of the hottest parties of the year. The What Went Down crew took viewers on an all-access adventure.
Man, let's get started.
Showcasing all the behind-the-scenes drama and excitement involved in creating Africa's grandest musical event.
Wow, sexy.
Girl power.
This is a place another Southern brother in my words.
Right here. As the sun set on the evening of December the 11th, 2010, the most anticipated event on the African musical calendar was set to rock Lagos.
I had one word.
The red carpet drew some of the biggest names from Africa and the rest of the world.
I think it's quite critical for the capital markets to get involved. Of course, the Nigerian entertainment industry is growing leaps and bounds. The content that we're creating is it's traveling around the world. The key now is to be able to build strong businesses that will be able to monetize the industry and make it bigger than what it is today. The opportunity is tremendous for us. But of course, to be able to build those companies and the industry, the capital market needs to see the entertainment industry as a viable investment opportunity. They need to be able to see it as an industry that they can come into, invest their money and be able to get returns, sustainable returns over time. So I think that the capital market is quite vital because again, to be able to create the sort of scale that you need to have within the industry to be able to make it bigger, you're going to need to be able to access funding, which again is a role that the capital market can play. I think that the next level is what we're doing. We're broadcasting Nigerian content around the world through the mamas. Nigerian content is now traveling, whether it's online or whether it's on other channels around the world, because again, the quality is good. It's not something that, if you are a TV broadcaster, if you're an online broadcaster, that you wouldn't want. It's something that you'll want because it will attract viewership because the quality is there. So I think, it's been an amazing opportunity for us to be, to be part of the catalyst to being able to change that and to be able to kind of elevate that to the next level. I think now it's really about how do you make money from it? How do you make real money from it? How do you make the industry big enough where the artists, the creatives, the people that own the IP behind it are actually able to realize real returns so they can continue to reinvest back in the content development. As you and anyone else, if you're a banker, you want to make sure that if you're going to invest in something that there's regulations so that people will not run away with your money. So I think it's very, very critical for there to be regulation. I think that there's also very, very critical to be able to curb piracy, and that's again something that government can do to be able to enable those two frameworks to come into bear. Because if those two things happen, I'm sure more people in the capital market will be looking at the entertainment industry as a viable opportunity.